Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder and attorney at Meldon Law. We are a personal injury law firm. We handle cases all over the state of Florida, and we have 5 offices now. We're very excited. We opened up our Williston, Florida office this past week. And now we have Gainesville, Ocala, Lake City, Williston, and Fort Lauderdale. So anywhere in the state of Florida, we got you covered, and I'm very proud of our staff. Last week, we all took our summer getaway and went to the Ritz-Carlton Resort in Amelia Island. For those of you that haven't been there, it's friggin' awesome. What a beautiful, beautiful property. The beaches, the sand dunes are amazing. I don't know of any other resort on the east coast of Florida that's as nice as that resort and has as much connection to nature as that resort. So check it out. The purpose of our team going to the Ritz-Carlton for our summer getaway was to learn how to deliver the Ritz-Carlton experience to our clients. We all know it when we see it. However, we've been talking to team members, we've been reading books about it, and we felt like experiencing the Ritz-Carlton experience was the best way for our team to be able to replicate that service in a different arena, which is the legal arena. I guarantee that if you come to Meldon Law, you will get the Ritz-Carlton experience, and our law firm, I believe, delivers the best legal talent and the best treatment of our clients, the way we interact with them, keep them informed. So that's something I'm very proud of, and as we've grown, up to 40 team members now, it's really exciting to see that our standards are not only intact, but actually getting better and better. A couple other things. July 4th is this week, and we're doing a big deal up in Lake City, the Rotary Club. 4th of July, and the city of Lake City are presenting the Downtown Independence Day Festival. Bring your chairs, blankets, find the perfect spot, and oh my goodness, they're going to have a hot dog eating contest and a most patriotic contest and a car show, food trucks, vendors, kids zones, and live bands. We love Lake City, Columbia County, Live Oak, so enjoy what's going on. And when you get up there, you'll see Meldon Law fans, in case it's 98 degrees like it's been for the last couple weeks. We will help cool you down. So join us. Red, white, and also blue, a salute to our troops, July 4th, the Ocala Symphony. This is great. They're going to perform patriotic songs that pay homage to our military heroes, and it's going to be at one of my favorite venues, the Riley Arts Center. What a beautiful, beautiful theater. It's June 30th at 3 p.m. And what? It says June 30th. Well, maybe they did it already. But I see here July 4th at the same location, Tuscaloosa Park, which is right next door, from 5 to 10 p.m. Marvel at a stunning LED light show at Tuscaloosa Park. 300 drones glimmer in the sky and showcase patriotic scenes. So I saw that before, actually in the desert, a drone show with several hundred drones, and they program them from a laptop. And they can do all these maneuvers, and it's absolutely amazing. So I expect the drone show to be cool. Again, that's the evening of July 4th. Just go down to Tuscaloosa Park in Ocala and you're going to have a really cool time. The Wind FM rocks the Riley. So Saturday, July 20th. Now, we love Wind. Hunter Wallace, our favorite DJ out there, does a great job, and we like the whole team at Wind FM. They do great work with songs from the, contemporary songs all the way back to the 50s. It's more of a oldies station, but nowadays, who the heck knows what oldies are? If you're 50, oldies are songs from the 90s, So, they do a great job. So, July 20th, oh my God, they're going to have Queen there, okay? Obviously not Freddie Mercury. However, a live Queen concert. It's going to be a tribute band. It's called Absolute Queen, and it's an authentic replication of Queen's music and intricate harmonies and the iconic effects that define Queen sound. Okay. You'll hear Bohemian Rhapsody, which is one of my favorites. We Are the Champions. Another one, Bites the Dust, and more. Wow, Queen was friggin' awesome, man. So let's support the Riley. July 20th. Looks like 7:30 p.m. Check it out. That's at the Riley. You'll have a blast. Meldon Law is sponsoring the 24th annual Stop the Violence Back to School rally. It's going to be held at Santa Fe College. We're giving away 3,000 school bags with tons of exciting gifts that are going to be in the school bags and outside of the school bags. So definitely check it out. It's the morning of Saturday, July 27th. It's going to be a rally at the college, and you can just drive up there, and if you want to park, there'll be events going on. If you just want to drive through and pick up your backpack, that's good too. A couple other things. My wife, Patricia, and I are going to be the co-chairs for the Ronald McDonald House Red Shoe Affair at the O-Dome, the Exactech Arena in Gainesville, where the Gators play basketball and the gymnasts compete right there. We're taking it over on August 17th in the evening, and it's a great event. It's always sold out. If you want tickets, just go to Ronald McDonald House, Gainesville, and you'll find more information. It's called the Red Shoe Affair, and we're very excited to be working with Sherry Houston and the whole incredible team. They doubled the number of suites that they have for families whose kids are suffering from cancer, who need heart replacements. It's the most incredible group of people who are dedicated to families who've had their lives turned around and upside down by a childhood disease that is life-threatening. Certainly, those of you that have been to the Ronald McDonald House or know folks that have gone there know the great work that they do. My wife, Patricia, and I are very, very proud to support them. And this year, for every free throw made at both the men's and women's basketball game, we're going to be donating $19.71 to the Ronald McDonald House. So let's root on our Gator basketball teams and help support the Ronald McDonald House. They're going to have live auctions. They're going to have write-in auctions. They're going to have all kinds of really fun things at the event. I promise you, if you haven't been there, it's a hoot, and live music, all kinds of stuff going on. So join us. That's August 17th, the Red Shoe Affair, Ronald McDonald House, Gainesville. The party is going to be at the Exactech Arena next to Gator Stadium. Okay, Well, that's about it. We got lots of giveaways. We had a meeting today to plan all of our giving away football tickets for the fall. There's going to be lots of giveaways for both football, basketball, gymnastics, baseball, softball. So go to Meldon Law's Facebook page. Just go Facebook, put in Meldon Law, and you'll be there and you'll see all of the giveaways that we're doing. So that wraps it up for what's going on in the community, and we're going to be back in just 3 minutes with our special guest, Karen Colwell.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Carrie allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there. And I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
Albert, Alberta, I understand you were witnesses to a crash. Can you tell us about the accident? When you're in a crash, it's important to get witness statements immediately after the accident. Whether you're in a car, truck, motorcycle, scooter, or even a golf cart accident, at Meldon Law, we won't back down.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again.
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey!
Somebody else hit us here.
Here we go again.
After the car accident, your personal life takes a toll when you have major injuries. Being a mother of 3 kids, having to work, it became overwhelming. Didn't know what was going to be my outcome, but Meldon Law actually, they went above and beyond.
At Meldon Law, we're not just your legal team, we're your support system. You do not have to go through this alone. At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, founder and owner of Meldon Law, your accident injury law firm all over the state of Florida. We're having a great show today. I want to welcome our guest, Karen Colwell, owner of the B3 Gym. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your journey to Gainesville, Florida, and where you started and where you are now, and let's see what we can do to inspire our listeners and viewers here about your journey.
Perfect. Do you want the short version or the long version?
Well, let's start with you're a competitive rower for 12 years, and you went to the University of Michigan.
That's right. Go Blue. I have to say go Blue. So I rowed in high school. I got recruited to row at Michigan.
Where'd you grow up?
Up in Connecticut, actually.
Okay.
My parents are still up there. My dad was military, so we moved a lot, but that's where they landed. So rowed in high school, rowed at Michigan. While I was there, I did some training with the national team. And then after I graduated, I ended up moving to one of the training sites for the women's rowing team. Trained there for a couple years, went to a World Championships, and then moved to Oklahoma, actually. They opened a brand new training facility there for the Olympics. Trained there for a little while and then decided that my time as a rower was up. So a couple months later, I found CrossFit. And that's how I ended up in Gainesville was through CrossFit.
So what makes a great competitive rower?
Well, being tall is a big part of it, just longer levers. Also, I do think you have to be a little bit, I'm not going to say crazy, but a little bit crazy. You have to have a high pain tolerance, we'll say that. So if you've ever rowed on a rowing machine as hard as possible, imagine doing that for 7 to 8 minutes.
Wow.
Sprinting, yeah. So, it's pretty hard sport.
So what are some of the other, so you have to have mental toughness. If you're taller, you get more leverage, right? What about strength training?
We did do a lot of strength training. Yeah, that for me was kind of the game changer in college, and that really helped improve my performance, which is how I actually got interested in getting into CrossFit and strength training in general, was from the changes that I saw with my own performance in college.
So I'm in Porto, Portugal last summer, and my stepdaughter's boyfriend, fiance, used to be a rower, and the river in Porto, goes a strong current one way and the other way it's not as strong because you're with the current, right? Okay, so my future son-in-law maybe is telling me he used to be on the rowing team, and some people who were from out of town would come in and they would, start by going the easy way. Okay.
No.
And then by the time it was time to turn around, right, they'd be going, what do they call it?
So
Upstream?
hard,
Upstream.
Against the current.
Yep.
Yep.
And it was a really strong current. It wasn't some little, current. And that's how, when he would always know when they weren't from the area, because
we run into that same issue like paddleboarding, right, out on the Santa Fe. You always have to go upstream first. Then you just float down.
And then going back, it's easier. A lot of people, you see certain places where there's rowing, where there's very little current, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is that the ideal rowing area?
That would be the ideal, yes, because it's a little bit less resistance, but you're always going to have, or more than likely, you're going to have some kind of wind factor. So you have your headwind and your tailwind, so you're still running into some issues with that. So there's always going to be obstacles. Even the water temperature can change how fast you go, just based on that.
So what makes a good coxswain?
Well, they have to be really little, and they also need to be a little bossy.
Okay.
They're essentially the on-the-water coach.
Okay. Yeah. For those of you listening, the coxswain is the little person standing in the front of the boat telling everybody row, do this, do this.
Keeping everybody on cadence. And
so if you have a really tight match going on. Do you call them matches? What do you call them?
Regatta.
Oh, regatta going on.
That's a little event, and then races.
Right. So sometimes would you have strategy like, up to this point we're going to go at this pace, and then we're going to really push hard as soon as we hit.
It's like any sporting event, right? You have your strategy or your race plan, and then it's how well you execute it. So I kind of do the same thing in my CrossFit workouts, if I'm being honest, is I'll start a little slower, and then I'll try to get faster as I go.
Oh, well, that's good. So let's talk about CrossFit. So you started doing CrossFit. Now, you have a master's degree in exercise science.
That's correct, yes.
In addition to your physical education from the team up north.
Yep.
You know why I call you the team up north? Because I graduated from Ohio State.
Oh, no. How did I not know that? Oh, no. I'm out of here.
Those of you that don't know the rivalry between Ohio State and the team up north, is that we don't usually say their name, right? Because it's such a vivid rivalry that, I don't know if they must have had a rowing team at Ohio State, right?
Yep.
And but I did go to the University of Michigan for a football game during high school and was impressed with Ann Arbor and the whole deal there.
The stadium is amazing. And
Yeah.
they've done a lot of renovations on it. I haven't been back since.
I think they hold like 110,000
Yeah.
people now or something.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wild.
So anyhow, you started doing CrossFit in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
You started coaching others in 2012. You were managing a CrossFit gym in Oklahoma, and then you find out they need a general manager in Gainesville, Florida, for the B3 gym.
Yep.
And that's how you wound up in
That's how I
Gainesville.
wound up here, yes.
So you took over as the owner of the B3 gym 1 month before COVID hit.
Well, it was actually more like 2 weeks. Yeah.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
okay.
So we signed the paperwork at the very end of February. And 2 weeks later, we were in this member appreciation week. Thanks for being members of my gym. So glad. I'm so excited to be the new owner. And then that Wednesday, we closed for COVID. And we were closed for about 3 months, I think.
Wow. Yeah, that was scary. I mean, I've always worked out in one way or another. We talked earlier that I've had a personal trainer for 30 years now, 3 times a week. And it was ingrained in me. You know, I'd leave the office, I'd go and, work out, and then all of a sudden it was taken away from me. The gym was closed, right? And everybody's going, what next?
Yep.
After about 2 months, my trainer calls and he said, Jeffrey, what do you think about working out at home? I said, well, let's try it. So we've been working out in the garage. We just lay our mats down, and I've got enough weights to, work out. And recently I decided, well, it's 98 degrees. Maybe we should do it in the living room, right?
I'm very thankful. I will say a plug for B3 Gym. We have air conditioning at my gym, so. That's a perk.
Yeah, I have no idea, what I was thinking, working out in 95-degree weather, routinely for the last 3.5 years, right?
That heat training.
The heat training, I don't know, but anyhow, I think I'm going to the air conditioning. I like that. So let's talk about the B3 gym.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, where's it located?
So we are on 6th and 23rd are kind of the cross streets. If you know where Ward's Market is, the National Vacuum, that area, we're right in that area as well.
So B3 is easy to remember. Mm-hmm. What does B3 stand for?
That's a great question. I knew you were going to ask me that. So I took over the gym from the previous owner, Chris Marhefka. Was a lot of people know him around town, but initially when he started the business, it was an outdoor boot camp. And so he started the company as Body by Boris. Mm-hmm. That's the LLC that we go by. I like to think, and we've kind of adapted it into building better beings. So just helping people get healthy and fit overall.
Well, do you know one of the most famous organs is the Hammond B3 organ? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. If you go back, into the 50s, 60s, the Hammond B3 was very common. And then, groups like the Allman Brothers and other groups in the 70s, started, using it. And throughout musical history, the B3 is one of the most famous organs out there. So now you have the B3 gym. You reopen it, and tell us a little bit about what makes your gym special.
Yeah, I think for us, and I've actually done a lot of thinking about this over the last couple months, is figuring out what we're really doing in the gym. What are we trying to accomplish? And so, the big overarching mission is to help prevent and reverse chronic disease. We think about the adult population in America, I think it's over 60% have one chronic disease or more that they're living with. So there are a lot of people out there that need help. And so our big mission and vision is to help empower people to take control of their health And we do that through fitness, we do that through nutrition coaching, and we do that through accountability. So we know that's a big piece of the puzzle.
So what about someone who's really out of shape, overweight, not used to going into a gym, not used to any nutritional diet or whatever, and they come in and they say, Karen, I want to get healthy. How would you start?
Yeah. So, we always start with a free discovery call. And so if anyone wants to reach out to us and get a little bit more information about what we do, who we help, I like to get to know a lot more about what they're wanting, what their goals are, what they're looking for. And then we do a free consultation as well. So if they come into the gym, they sit down, we'll talk a little bit more about, what they've tried in the past for fitness, what they've tried in the past for, if they've done any kind of diets or anything like that before, just to get a big picture of, where they're coming from, where they are right now, and then mapping out the plan of how can we help them from there.
So do you start with a workout? Say somebody says, I want to, get in better shape. Do you have both group classes and personal training?
Yes, that's correct. So we are primarily a CrossFit gym, so we mostly do group fitness classes throughout the day. We also do personal training as well. So right now I have actually a couple of high school girls that are rowers that are wanting to get stronger over the summer. One of my coaches, Corey, has a couple personal training clients as well. So we do work with personal training clients, of course. And then I'm also our nutrition coach, so I meet with our clients and help kind of figure out how do we tackle some changes with nutrition.
So let's talk about nutrition. What are some of the guide rails as far as nutrition?
Yeah. So our program primarily focuses on 3 pillars. The first one being whole foods first. So we primarily want to eat whole foods. We also want to think about balancing our macronutrients. So protein, as we know, is so important when you're getting into an exercise routine, also as you're aging. So balancing macronutrients and then minimizing processed carbohydrates, limiting added sugars. Those are kind of the big nutrition aspects. We also take more of a holistic approach where we talk about nutrition. We also talk about exercise. We talk about your sleep. We talk about your stress. We talk about all the different aspects of your lifestyle because we know it's not just food that is, where we can make some changes to help improve your health.
Yeah, a lot of people, including myself at times, I'm really disciplined during the day, and then my wife, Patricia, she starts cooking, and I'm going, honey, it's 7 o'clock. Well, we're still. It's going to take a little longer. By the time we have dinner, it's 8:30, and I go, I don't think we should be eating this late,
Yeah.
Because I did learn that, okay, that
Eating close to bedtime.
eating close to bedtime doesn't give your body a chance to digest the food, and that then it's like a big lump of whatever in your stomach, and you're trying to do digestion and sleep and rest and all this, and your body doesn't do that good at that.
Yeah, it definitely affects your sleep.
So that's my biggest challenge is the late night snacking.
Yep.
Which I enjoy. But however, are there some suggestions you have as far as being thoughtful about eating?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing where we start with our clients is something really simple. It's called the plate method. I don't know if you've heard of it before. So if you're looking at your plate of food, you want to try to get half of your plate to be what we call non-starchy vegetables. That would be like your broccoli, your green beans, those kinds of foods. A quarter of your plate is going to be your starchy carbohydrate. That could be a sweet potato, brown rice, something like that. And then a quarter of your plate would be your lean protein, which would be chicken, fish, something like that. So that's typically the easiest way to start. And the other thing is just making sure that you're being mindful of portion sizes. I think that's honestly one of the bigger things.
Right. So if you take half, quarter, except the plate's 14 and a half inches wide, then you might have a problem, right?
Well, at least you're still getting half of your plate vegetables. So
that's right. Now the salad
salad
count?
counts, yeah. Yep.
So if you have a salad and then you have like another veggie maybe a little pasta and some fish.
Yep.
That would be, because we're going to Europe pretty soon, right? So the Mediterranean diet.
Mediterranean diet's a great diet.
All right,
Yeah.
Fish, particularly, fresh fish, fresh vegetables, and let's talk a little bit about processed foods and what they do to the body and why we hear that, you need to stay away from too many processed foods.
Yeah. Well, a lot of processed foods can cause inflammation, which, as we get older, trying to process those foods, it really puts a big strain on your body. A lot of those foods also are what we would consider empty calories, right? So if you think about, the foods that you're eating that come right out of a package, like a bag of chips or something like that, you can eat a lot of that food. It's going to be a lot of calories, but you're still going to feel really hungry afterwards.
Wow.
They just don't have a lot of the nutrient. They're not very nutrient dense, so they're not going to fill you up and give you that full feeling.
So when I buy certain foods, I'll look and see what the fats are and what the saturated fats are, because I want to stay away from the saturated fats. So if it says 8 grams of fat but only 1 gram of saturated fat, I think that's maybe a little better than 8 grams of fat and 6 grams of saturated fat.
Yeah.
Is that something that we should look at?
Well, my recommendation, of course, is going to be don't eat things out of a package.
No, I'm not talking, I'm talking about even, things that, pasta, say,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
I would look at the ingredients list. If there are things on the package, like words that you can't pronounce or you have no idea what it is, that might not be the best option. So
Okay.
trying to stick with more whole foods. There are a lot of really great pastas out there now that are a little bit more whole foods or made from, chickpeas or something like that are going to be a little bit more beneficial for your health. So reading the ingredients or the nutrition facts label, the ingredients list, it's always going to be listed. The first thing on the list is the majority of what's in that food. So it goes by how much is in the food.
And then there's things like olive oil versus butter, right?
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on the benefits of olive oil?
Olive oil is great. I will say I eat butter every now and then. It's
Yeah.
not going to be the worst thing in the world.
Well, so what you're saying is moderation is
Yes.
very important.
That is something I talk to my clients a lot about. Is it's not realistic for me to say you're never going to eat pizza again. It's not real. People are going to eat pizza if they want to eat pizza, right? So it's about how can we mix it in where maybe instead of eating a whole pizza by yourself, you're having 1 or 2 slices and then a big salad with it, right? So you're still enjoying the food that you want to eat, but we're still staying on track with our goals.
Yeah, so I had a trainer once who gave me 1 cheat day a week, okay?
Yeah.
And he said, if you want to go eat barbecue ribs and
Yep.
all kind of junk food and 1 day a week, you can do that so you don't feel like you're, restricted
That's the
all the
biggest
time,
thing, yep.
right? And the fact is, if you eat healthy 6 days, on the 7th day, you usually don't go too crazy because you're used to eating healthy
That
food.
is true. Yeah, you eat something like way off plan and you don't feel good. It tastes
Yeah.
good, but you don't feel good.
Well, so at my home, I'm very lucky because my wife Patricia loves cooking, right? So there's always something going in the kitchen from morning to night. It's fresh food, it's not processed food and things like that. However, a lot of folks don't have that luxury or that benefit because they're in a busy work schedule. They come home, and they want to whip something together really quickly. What are some secrets that you recommend in order to, for those folks that don't have 2 hours to prepare a meal?
There are a lot of tips that we'll go over with our clients. Meal prep is a big part of it. And I think when we say meal prep, people think I have to spend my entire Sunday cooking all this food for the week. It doesn't have to be like that. So myself, for example, sometimes I'm at the gym late and I don't want to cook when I get home. I have a bag of broccoli. I'll steam some of it in the microwave. It takes 3 minutes. I have a bag of rice that I can put the little pouch in the microwave. It takes 90 seconds. The only thing that you need to have ready is your protein. So what I do is I'll put all of my chicken in a crock pot. I'll let it sit, cook during the day, and when I get home, it's ready. So it doesn't take much to put together a healthy meal. It's just thinking ahead of how can I make this happen on the nights that I don't have time.
Right. Well, I think it's important. You're in great shape, and it's your profession, right? So and you spent your whole life just about trying to stay in shape. I think what I'm hearing from you is that regular folks who aren't athletes that just want to feel better and live better, if they come to the B3 gym, that you will help them achieve those goals.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say it's not just a gym, it's what we would call a coaching program, where you're coming in, we know your goals, we know who you are, we know what you struggle with, and then we're working with you to navigate those situations, to keep you accountable and keep you on track and give you the support that you need to reach those goals.
Well, how should the folks listening or viewing this contact you?
Yeah, so we are very active on social media. If you follow at B3 Gym on Instagram, we post a lot. Nutrition tips as well, if anyone needs any help with that. Facebook, we're on there as well. If they want to hop on our website, there's a quick link right on there. Book a discovery call. They can schedule a time just to hop on the phone with me and chat for about 10 minutes and learn a little bit more about what we do.
So, Instagram B3 Gym, and they'll find it, and and then they'll know how to get a hold of you.
They'll see lots of videos of me talking about different topics on nutrition.
Well, it's been great having you here, Karen, and I'm very impressed with your background because, not only competing athletically, but having degrees in physical education, exercise science is something that I think has prepared you to really help people in a great way. And it's so nice that you're here to help motivate people, because sometimes that's the hardest part.
Yeah, it can be. And we always say the best time to start was yesterday, right? The second best time to start is today. So it's really just about making the commitment to invest in your health.
So what I will tell you, okay, as someone who tried for years to do it on my own, it didn't work for me. It may not have worked for you. And give B3 Gym a shot. It's not scary. Karen told me they will not hurt you. They won't beat you up. They won't intimidate you. They'll put you in a class that's appropriate for whatever your situation is. Is that all true?
That is very true. We want you to be successful.
So we're the friendly gym here, and you're not going to be shamed or anything else.
That's right.
And you know what? Don't wait till January 1st. And the reason is that 90% of people that make New Year's resolutions fail. And part of it is just that it's January 1st, and then you go to the gym, and the gym's packed for 4 or 6 weeks, and then it slows down a little, and then it slows down a little because people drop out. The best day to start is today.
Yep.
So it's been great having you on the show. We really enjoy the fact that you're here to help people improve their lives. And as somebody who's done, I would call what I do moderate workout, but regular workout. You don't have to be a weightlifter. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to dread going to the gym because, it's not fun. You can have a great time, have a really look forward to it, do the little things that slowly but surely will allow you to feel healthy. And I always say, as you get older, all this stuff's going to catch up with you. So you better start now, right?
Yes. Yeah, and a lot of our clients that start with us are in their 40s and 50s, and they're like, went to the doctor, I have high blood pressure, I need to start exercising. And so that's like my perfect client is going to be the older adults that are starting to recognize that their health is declining and they're wanting to reverse that trend.
So we have the solution for those of you that want to make your life better, have a good time at it. Just give Karen at B3 Gym a call or go on Instagram, B3 Gym, and you'll have a fabulous time. You really will. And when you have a professional who's been trained and knows what's going on, it makes a difference. So thank you very much for joining us, Karen Colwell. and we look forward to having a lot of folks sign up and start feeling better.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on Meldon Law and Friends.